Thank you, thank you, thank you. The Bahamas is in the house. Wow. Wow. How did I get here? I feel like that guy in the first day that came out of the screen. First, I want to thank John Smarge for that introduction that I asked her to be short. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. I'd also ask you all to please say a special thank you. We've been really fortunate this year to have a president of Rotary International, Ian Risley, who's done a great job for us, been a great leader, thinking long-term, bringing new ideas to our organization. I'd like to ask you to please say thank you to President Ian. So, how's everyone tonight? You been having a good time? So how many of you, this is your very first convention? That's a lot. Believe me, you are going to remember this convention the rest of your life. I still remember the first time at a convention. It was Las Vegas. And I have to tell you, I was going to a convention, but I didn't go to Las Vegas to a convention. I went to Las Vegas so I could see Las Vegas. And even back then, I was a pretty active Rotarian. I worked hard with my club. I was doing things, but I didn't really understand yet. But I'll never forget when I walked into that convention hall and I looked around and I saw 18,000 people. And I started asking them what they're doing, and they tell me the amazing things that they're doing for Rotary and for the world. And then I looked around and I saw the flags of all the countries of the world. And suddenly, a door opened up in my mind. The light came flooding in. Suddenly, I understood what Rotary was all about. I understood what I could do in Rotary. I got inspired. And when Rotarians get inspired, we change lives. We are transformative. You heard earlier this week about transformation. You heard from the Prime Minister of Haiti and past District Governor Jeremy Hurst about this amazing water project that we're working on and planning. And we're going to have an amazing business plan that we can come to the Rotary world, where we are going to share water with every citizen of the country. That's transformative. This is a partnership between a Rotary district, my Rotary district, and the Haitian and the Haitian government. Now you have to understand, Haiti is a part of my district. So I've been there many times. And on one of my earlier trips, Esther and I went there to visit the Rotary Club of Gonaïves. And we were driving from Port-au-Prince to Gonaïves. The assistant governor for the northern part of Haiti picked us up, and he was driving. He was our driver. Nice ride. It's about 4 hours. And we're heading along. And suddenly, pow! Tire blows. Okay. Assistant governor gets out of the car, gets in the trunk, gets a spare, changes the tire, and we continue on our journey. Well, in a little while, pow! Another tire. Okay, well, these things happen, you know, but the assistant governor gets out of his car, gets in the trunk, gets another tire. It's like, oh, okay, we're really lucky here. And we travel a little further, and what happens? Boom! Another tire? Not possible. At that point, I'm asking myself, how many tires could he have in the back trunk? But we continued the journey, and then pow! The fourth tire blew. Apparently, he only had 3 spare tires. So he got in his car, left us there, and he disappeared. So, okay, here's Esther and I on the side of a mountain in Haiti. We'll be fine. A little while he comes back with the tire. We're in the middle of nowhere. I don't know where he found a tire. Change the tire, we move on. We get to our destination, and we're staying with the president of the club. He's hosting us in his house. Real nice of him. But now we're kind of running out of time. We've got to move pretty fast. But I asked him, I said, look, we're about to go to the club. I know we only have 20 minutes, but could I take a shower first? He said, well, just give me a minute. Okay. He left the house, got in his car, and drove away. I'm thinking, what, he's getting more spare tires for tomorrow? He comes back, he says, okay, go ahead and take a shower. Okay, took a shower, changed, go to the club, do our thing. After the club meeting, I'm dying to know. So we're chatting. I got to ask you, Mr. President, how come you had to leave the house before I could take a shower? So, well, our city only has water 2 hours a day in the mornings. And I had to go to the city administrator and ask him to turn the water on for the city. Never have I been so embarrassed. I'm thinking, what have I done? But it was at that moment that I realized that sometime in my life, through Rotary, I'm going to make sure that every citizen of this country has water all day long. This is going to be transformative change for everyone in Haiti, and I call that making a difference. But does everybody know our vision statement? That was a question. You've seen it every day this week on the screen. By now you've got to know it. But I'm going to give it to you again anyway. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. That's it. In one sentence, that's Rotary. We unite because we work together and we partner with others so we can do much more than we could do by ourselves. We take action because we're people of action. We're not just thinkers and dreamers, we're doers. We make things happen. And we know we have to create lasting change because we understand the importance of sustainability. And we do it across the globe. Places that we'll never go, never see. We do it in our own communities, and we do it in ourselves. Perhaps the most important of all. We need to take that to heart in taking care of our organization. If all the work we've seen this week here in Toronto is to continue, then we need to start with ourselves. Because we are a membership organization first. And if we want to be able to serve, if we want to be able to succeed in our goals, we have to take care of our members first. Our members have to know that there's a value in coming to our clubs every week and making our world a better place. Now, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry said that if you want to build a boat, you don't start by collecting wood, cutting board, and assigning tasks. You start by awakening in the soul of your workers a longing for the vast and boundless sea. Now, your job isn't to build a boat. Your job is to build a better world. Your job is to awaken in the soul of every Rotarian, every friend, every person you know, a desire, a longing for a better world. And that's because the beginning of everything in Rotary is inspiration. To make the world a better place, to make the future better for our children, to give hope to those who will never meet. That inspiration is what you came to Toronto to find. And it's what you need to take home with you and bring into your clubs, out into the world, with our theme for the 2018-19 Rotary year, Be the Inspiration. We need you to be the kind of Rotarian that the world needs you to be. We need you to take the time to understand the real needs, to involve all the participants, to plan, to partner, but most of all, to show your enthusiasm for Rotary. And let that enthusiasm be contagious, infectious, so everybody picks it up. And I'm asking you each person in this room, to challenge yourself to be the agent of change. What do we need to do differently? And you need to lead by example. You need to show everybody who we are and what we do if we're going to build a stronger organization that's capable of doing more. We need to do a much better job of showing the world who we are and what we do. Can you do that? We need to leverage social media so that people everywhere see and exactly what we're doing every time we do a project, every time we help humanity. We do that because we are showing the world, not telling the world what we do. We also need to inspire a younger generation. We've got to build Rotaract as a vital force within our organization. We've got to help members to develop their personal skills and their leadership skills. By the way, did you see those amazing Rotaractors on Monday? We know we have 250,000 Rotaractors in about 10,000 clubs around the world. But only a tiny percentage of them go on to join a Rotary Club. We need to be doing much, much better at inspiring our Rotaractors. Only 27% of Rotary clubs sponsor a Rotaract club. We need all these numbers to double. And Rotaractors, you're going to help us do that, right? And we need to build Rotaract in a strategic way, building Rotaract clubs that are community-based. Now, when I say that, I do not mean to ignore Interact. I do not mean to ignore institutional Rotaract. They're strong, they're vibrant. We need to keep working with them. But we need to be mentoring all of our youth programs and focusing on developing and growing new community-based Rotaract. They're the ones who are in their career, in their city. They're going to be ready to join our organization. Let's make a path for them that they have no other way to go but to join a Rotary Club after Rotaract. We need younger members and we need younger leaders if we want Rotary to stay strong. But that's not enough to ensure that the good we're doing now will keep on going. If we really want that to happen, we're going to have to start paying much more attention to something that we haven't paid nearly enough attention to in Rotary, and that is sustainability. Now, most of you know that environmental sustainability is not the direction that we're headed. I live in a country where 80% of our landmass is within 1 meter of sea level. 1 meter. Even the most optimistic projections say that there's going to be at least a 2-meter rise in sea levels by the year 2100, only 80 years from now. My country is going to be gone in a few decades. Most of the islands in the Caribbean, coastal cities and low-lying areas all over the world. About a third of the world's population lives within 100 kilometers of a sea coast. Now, we can't know that and say it doesn't have anything to do with Rotary. It's child and maternal health, it's water and sanitation, it's community development, it's everything we've been talking about in Toronto this week. It has everything to do with us. Some of you would say, well, that's way beyond us. It's too big for Rotary to solve, although we did almost eradicate polio. But you're right. It is too big for us all by ourselves. We can't solve it just alone. But we can be part of the solution. It's not too late if we all work together. And that's what the United Nations is saying with the Sustainable Development Goals. The goals that you heard about just this morning, that aim to put the world on a more sustainable path by the year 2030. We need to look at all of our areas of focus, every one of our projects, everything we do through the lens of sustainability. You know, it's a new way of thinking for many. But if we really care about what happens to our world, we need to be open to change, even radical change. And remember earlier, I asked you to be the agents of that change. We need to think about change in the way we think and the way we plan and the way we serve. Because when it comes right down to it, what's our goal in Rotary? Why are we here? We're here to make our world a better place. And to do that, we need to look at everything we do in Rotary as part of the health of our entire world. Our club, our community, our organization, and ourselves. We need to be inspiring all those around us to get involved, to have an impact, to be a part of Rotary making a difference. That work starts with you, when you decide to be the inspiration. Thank you.